my channel. As you can tell by the title, I'm going to be making enchiladas today. I'm going to be making enchiladas and just some rice on the side. So I will show that part as well, but I'm mainly going to be focusing on the enchiladas and how to make them if you want to follow my recipe. This is actually how my mom makes them, and she actually learned from my dad's mom. So it's just a recipe that's kind of continued on in our family. This is always how I make enchiladas. I've been craving enchiladas recently, so today I just thought would be a perfect day to make them. So for the enchiladas, you're going to need corn tortillas. You're going to need Queso Fresco. This is the brand we buy. I normally like La Vaquita Queso Fresco, but I think they didn't have it or something. I don't know. Then you're going to need some chiles. I keep mine in this little plastic bag. Chile ancho. I used guajillo chiles recently and they did not come out the same. So if you want them super yummy, I really recommend the chile ancho. This is the way to make them. And then of course you're going to need a blender and then vegetable oil. The first step is going to be to boil the chiles. I really only use like 2, and I feel like that's good for me and Nathan, the spice that we like it. So I'll take 2 chiles anchos and I put it in a little pot of boiling water. I already have my boiling water right there, so I'm going to put 1 chile and 2 chiles. And for this step, I don't de-seed them. I won't go in and de-seed them just because I want some of those seeds that are in the chiles to be in the sauce. Here I have the 2 chiles boiling, and I'm just gonna leave them there for maybe like 20 minutes. Once both sides become a little light red, they can't be this dark anymore. That's when I'll know that they're ready to be transferred into the blender. And then right in front, I'm gonna start on my rice. See, I'm flipping it over and this side is getting a little bit lighter, but I mainly want it to look like this side. Next, I'm going to heat up this really large pan on low-high heat, just to kind of warm up my tortillas in here, and then I'll go in and add the oil. While the chiles were boiling, I did go ahead and start shredding the Queso Fresco. I find that the one that we get, that brand that I showed at the beginning, it's a little bit softer and like easier to shred, I guess. I went ahead and shredded the whole circle block of cheese just because if we're not going to use all of it right now, we'll use it later anyway. So that's just a little tip. If you want to use the whole thing, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Again, I shredded the whole thing of cheese, so it filled up this whole little container. And if we don't use it all, then it'll just be put back in the fridge. So I think we're gonna want like maybe 3 each. Here and there, Nate will like 4. So you don't necessarily have to be toasting your tortillas on the pan like I am. You can also put them in your microwave for like 30 seconds or whatever. The purpose of you toasting them and making them warm is because you don't want them to break. We keep ours in the fridge so they're super cold, and if I'm immediately gonna add the chile over them and then put them in the oil to fry, it's gonna end up breaking. So instead of ending up with like a half broken enchilada, you toast it so that way it stays pretty hard. And then you want to add the chiles into your blender. This part over the sink, but what I'm doing is I'm taking the water that's in this pot where the chiles were boiling. I'm gonna add just a little bit into this blender so when they blend, it's gonna be nice and smooth. See, so I did about half, like the chiles go all the way up here, and I did about half water. So this is the consistency that ours came out to. We like it kind of thick because I feel like the oil that I use makes it a lot thinner, but if you want it more liquidy, of course you can go ahead and add more water at this point. I can't find the twisty thing. That's okay. So I'm making about 6 enchiladas. I think that should be enough. And I did want to show, like, this is how toasty I get the tortillas. Not enough to where they're like super straight, you know, or like super hard where you can't fold them. You want to be able to fold them. It's just easier this way because they're heated up. Now you want to fill up this pan that we already put on medium high heat, the same one that we were toasting the tortillas on. You're going to fill it up with oil. The pan heating up right here, so I'm going to next take my chile. I'm going to take a tortilla and I'm going to put this chile directly on top, just like this. And you don't want to put too much because then the actual tortilla, as it's frying, it gets super soggy. So you want to find like a good amount. Basically cover the whole tortilla like in a really thin layer. Once it looks something like this, you're going to fry it. As it's frying like that, that's when I'll go in and add even more chile on the other side, so that I don't just want the enchilada, you know, to be with chile on one side. And I'll leave it on this side for maybe 1 to 2 minutes, and then that's when I'll go in and I'll flip it over. And then put the tortilla off to the side. And you'll repeat. You take the tortilla, add the sauce on top. Kind of using the spatula to help keep the tortilla in place. I'm sure also with the first tortilla, I was having trouble like keeping it in place because of the oil, it just slides everywhere. And just to avoid this really stacking up and it getting like flimsier and flimsier with every tortilla that I add, this is when I'll start actually making the plate. Where you can customize it however you'd like. You can put some cabbage on top. We've tried that and it's so good. You can even add lettuce on top. You can add crema. You can add whatever you want on top. We're gonna have it just like this. So this is plate number 1, and let me complete plate number 2. And then this is all the cheese we have left over. So like I said, I'm just gonna save it. I'm gonna put it back in the fridge for next time, for whatever. Actually, no. I'm gonna put cheese on top of the plates, like right over the enchiladas, to make it like even yummier. And that's it. You made your enchiladas. You're all done and you can eat them now. So that did take a total of like an hour, but I did also, you know, stop and talk to y'all, and I was recording. So it can be done, I would say, like in 45 minutes if you have all the ingredients already. It is a longer recipe / meal to follow, but it's super rewarding and it's super good at the very end. So if you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. It means so much to me. I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.